No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. What if I told you that the version of yourself you see in the mirror, the habits, the fears, the doubts you've been carrying all this time is not who you were born to be? Imagine shedding every limiting belief, every toxic attachment, and standing alone, unshaken, fully in command of your life. That's not just philosophy, it's transformation. In this video, we're going to strip away the old you, layer by layer, and rebuild a stronger, wiser, and more unbreakable version of yourself, all through timeless Stoic wisdom. You'll learn how solitude becomes your greatest ally, how detachment becomes your power, and how mastering your inner world reshapes your outer reality. Stick with me until the very end, because what you'll discover here is not just motivation. It's a blueprint for complete personal metamorphosis. Every insight, every principle we explore is a tool you can use immediately to break free from old patterns and emerge as someone who commands respect, peace, and purpose without compromise. Are you ready to destroy the old you and step into a version of yourself that others only dream of? Then keep watching. Your transformation begins now. Number 1, embrace solitude to discover your true self. Solitude is not emptiness. It is a canvas, waiting for you to paint the truest version of yourself. When you step away from the constant noise, from the endless chatter of opinions and expectations, you allow the space for your mind to breathe, to stretch, to see clearly. Said, nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. And he wasn't talking about isolation as punishment, but as opportunity. Solitude is a mirror. In it, the distractions fade, and what remains is raw, unfiltered you. You owe it to yourself to embrace this, not as a luxury, but as a necessity for transformation. When you commit to moments of intentional solitude, you begin to recognize patterns in your thoughts, habits that serve you, and habits that chain you. You begin to confront the parts of yourself you have ignored or buried under the weight of constant input from others. This is the foundation of rebuilding, the deliberate dismantling of the old, so you can construct something stronger, more authentic. To truly harness solitude, you need to make it a practice. Start small if you must. 10 minutes a day in silence, away from screens, away from conversation. Sit, breathe, observe your thoughts without judgment. Watch the mind wander, then gently bring it back. Notice what arises: fear, longing, frustration, curiosity. These are signals, clues to what lies beneath the surface. Journaling immediately after these sessions can anchor your insights. Write down what you notice, what you resist, what you crave. Over time, these reflections accumulate into a map of yourself, a guide that no external source can provide. You are your own teacher, your own philosopher, your own architect. Solitude also teaches discernment. In the quiet, you begin to hear the difference between desires that arise from external pressures and those that are genuinely yours. You learn to recognize fleeting cravings versus enduring values. Seneca reminded us, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Solitude exposes the waste, the noise, the clutter. It gives you clarity on what deserves your energy and what is merely a distraction. And once you have clarity, action becomes purposeful. You no longer move because others expect it. You move because it aligns with your essence, with the values you have uncovered in silence. But solitude is not just reflection, it is training. In these moments, you strengthen self-reliance, resilience, and emotional stability. You practice being content in your own presence, untethered from validation, applause, or approval. You learn that your peace does not depend on anyone else. You become your own sanctuary, a steadfast presence in a world that constantly pulls attention outward. And as you emerge from solitude, the transformation is tangible. Your decisions are firmer, your actions more intentional, your energy less scattered. You begin to rebuild with precision, brick by brick, shaping a life that resonates with the truest version of you. To integrate this into your life, commit to structured solitude but also embrace spontaneous pauses. A walk alone, a quiet morning with no interruptions, a moment before sleep to reflect and center yourself. Notice how your mind responds. Notice the subtle shifts in perspective, in confidence, in calm. This is where your old self dissolves, not violently, not suddenly, but intentionally, gradually, so that what rises in its place is stronger, clearer, unshakable. Solitude is not avoidance, it is reclamation. You are reclaiming your time, your mind, your soul. You are learning to be fully yourself without apology, and that is the cornerstone of transformation. Number 2, let go of old habits, attachments, and toxic influences. You have to face it. Holding on to old habits, attachments, and toxic influences is like carrying a backpack full of rocks wherever you go. It slows you down, it weighs you down, and it keeps you from becoming the person you're meant to be. Once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Think about that. Every habit that no longer serves you, every attachment that drains your energy, every relationship or influence that keeps you small, these are not just obstacles, they are signals. Signals telling you that it's time to make space, to clear out the mental and emotional clutter, to create room for growth, for clarity, for power. You must act. You must decide with unwavering calm and firm resolve that you are done carrying what no longer serves you. Start by noticing. Observe the habits that slip into your day automatically, the routines that chip away at your focus, the thoughts that pull you into patterns of resistance or resentment. Do not judge yourself. Instead, catalog them with precision. Write them down. Seeing them on paper gives them shape, and when things have shape, they can be dismantled. Each habit, each attachment, each toxic influence is a chain. Journaling is your key. Take 10 minutes every morning to ask yourself, what habits am I choosing today? Which influences will I allow into my mind and spirit? What no longer belongs here? Make this reflection as natural as breathing. Over time, awareness sharpens into action. Next, practice deliberate detachment. This is not about denying reality, it is about reclaiming your sovereignty. Seneca wrote, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Repetition is key here. When you feel the pull of an old habit, pause, breathe, name it. Say to yourself, "This no longer defines me, I release it." Visualize the habit as a rope tied to your ankle. With every conscious choice to not give in, you cut another strand. This exercise is subtle yet transformative. It rewires your mind, teaching it to seek freedom instead of comfort in repetition. Then tackle toxic influences. Not everyone in your life holds your growth as a priority, and that is okay. You do not need to fight or argue. You need to protect your energy. Observe interactions carefully. When someone consistently drains you, criticizes under the guise of care, or projects their fear and negativity onto you, begin the process of intentional distancing. You don't need drama, you need boundaries. Start small. Reduce exposure. Choose solitude over chaos. Replace draining interactions with reflective time, meditation, or journaling. This is your inner temple. Build it meticulously, stone by stone. Finally, replace what you release with what nourishes you. Freedom is not emptiness, it is fertile ground. Introduce habits that empower your mind, body, and spirit. Exercise, reading, meditative reflection, intentional focus, and daily gratitude are not just rituals. They are tools to forge a stronger, unshakable you. Each positive action reinforces your decision to let go, cementing your transformation. Reminds us, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Stop debating within yourself. Act. Replace, build, and grow deliberately. Every habit you release, every attachment you untangle, every toxic influence you distance yourself from is a brick removed from a crumbling wall around your soul. And each brick you set in its place, forged from intention and Stoic wisdom, builds the new structure, strong, resilient, and unapologetically yours. This is the work of solitude, of inner focus, of disciplined self-mastery. Commit to it daily. Breathe, observe, release, and rebuild. You are not just letting go, you are reclaiming yourself, piece by piece, moment by moment, habit by habit. Number 3, use daily reflection and journaling to track inner growth. If you want to truly transform, to strip away the layers of who you were and consciously craft the person you are becoming, there is no shortcut, no magic spell, no external validation that can replace the simple yet profound act of looking inward. Daily reflection and journaling are not just habits, they are the tools that allow you to excavate your mind, to uncover the patterns, thoughts, and impulses that have been running unnoticed, quietly shaping your life. Said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If you are willing to inspect those colors, to name them, to understand why they exist, you begin the work of mastering them. You begin to take control of your own evolution. You need to set aside time every single day, even if it's just 10 minutes, to sit in quiet with a pen and a page. This is your arena, your private workshop, where honesty is non-negotiable. Write down the moments that challenged you, the thoughts that pulled you off course, the reactions that surprised you, both the noble and the regrettable. Don't just skim the surface. Push deeper. Ask yourself hard questions. What did I avoid today? Where did I act out of fear or habit rather than purpose? Where did I show courage or clarity? Let the answers flow onto the page without judgment. This is where your mind begins to untangle itself, where awareness grows into power. Once you start this practice, patterns will start to emerge, subtle threads you might have ignored before. Maybe you see how often your energy is drained by distractions, or how recurring anxieties shape your decisions. Journaling transforms these abstract ideas into visible, tangible reflections. Seeing them written down gives you the opportunity to confront them, to choose differently tomorrow. It's like holding up a mirror not to your face, but to your inner life. Epictetus reminds us, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Journaling helps you articulate exactly what you want to become, and it tracks the steps you are taking or not taking in that direction. But don't stop at observation. Use what you discover as fuel for action. Each insight, each revelation is a spark. Maybe you notice that impatience keeps tripping you up. Resolve in your journal to pause intentionally before reacting, to take a breath and measure your response against your values. Maybe you see that gratitude is fleeting, lost in the shuffle of daily life. Write a commitment to notice 3 things each day to anchor yourself in what matters. This is not just writing for the sake of writing. This is writing to forge yourself. With each entry, you are not just recording, you are shaping, clarifying, strengthening. The beauty of this practice is its compounding effect. Small reflections, small admissions, small commitments, repeated day after day, create a trajectory that can't be undone by fleeting moods or external chaos. Over time, you start to notice your growth. You see that reactions that once controlled you are now choices you navigate deliberately. You recognize that your mind, once scattered, has a rhythm, a clarity, a resilience. And the best part, you are doing this alone. You are building your inner fortress, brick by brick, word by word, day by day. So commit. Commit to picking up the pen. Commit to looking at yourself with courage, compassion, and uncompromising honesty. Use your journal to confront your shadows, celebrate your wins, and track your ascent. Make reflection a non-negotiable ritual, a daily dialogue with yourself that reminds you, you are the architect of your inner life, the sculptor of your character, and the only person responsible for the masterpiece you are creating. Do it. Start today. Watch as the old you fades, and the person you were always capable of becoming emerges, steady, deliberate, and unshakable. Number 4, Build resilience through deliberate challenges and self-discipline. You have to understand that resilience isn't something that magically appears when life gets hard. It's forged slowly, intentionally, through the choices you make to confront discomfort rather than flee from it. Once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That is your guiding principle here. Every challenge you willingly take on, every habit of self-discipline you impose, is a hammer striking the anvil of your inner strength. You must stop waiting for circumstances to demand resilience from you. Instead, create those circumstances. Make discomfort your training ground. Wake up earlier than you feel like, fast when your body protests. Push your mind to focus when distractions scream for attention. These small, deliberate acts of challenge teach you control over yourself, not just over the situation, and in that control lies freedom. Start by observing where you naturally avoid effort or pain. Maybe it's resisting a difficult thought, a strenuous exercise, or an uncomfortable conversation with yourself. Lean into those moments. Decide consciously that you will not retreat. Take a journal and list one challenge each day that you can pursue deliberately, not because it is convenient, but because it stretches you. Then commit. Each time you follow through, even when resistance is loud, your nervous system rewires. Your mind begins to trust that you can withstand more than you ever thought. Self-discipline is your gym. Each repetition, each refusal to yield to comfort is a rep for your character. Soon, you won't just survive pressure, you will bend it to your advantage. Resilience thrives on consistency. This is not a single heroic act, it's the accumulation of repeated choices, small and large. You must train yourself like a sculptor chiseling away at raw stone. Daily rituals matter. Set strict boundaries for your time, energy, and attention. Begin with your body, deliberate movement, controlled breathing, mindful nutrition. Then extend to your mind, reading challenging texts, meditating on uncomfortable truths, sitting with thoughts you would rather ignore. Each moment you choose discipline over ease, you condition yourself to remain unshaken when the world inevitably shifts against you. Stoic wisdom calls this practice of voluntary discomfort. It is not punishment, it is education. It teaches patience, fortitude, and clarity. And don't shy away from testing yourself in ways that feel slightly terrifying. There is immense value in voluntarily facing resistance. Pick a task that intimidates you, a habit that demands persistence, and commit to it daily until it loses its power over your hesitation. Observe the subtle growth that occurs in your mindset, the way fear or laziness loses its grip. Reflect on it at the end of each week. Journaling is crucial. Write down not just what you accomplished, but how your mind and body responded. This reflection converts action into insight, effort into wisdom. It makes your self-discipline tangible, trackable, undeniable. Finally, understand that building resilience is an act of radical self-respect. You are telling yourself silently but firmly that you are worthy of strength, worthy of autonomy, worthy of mastery over your impulses. The old you, who relied on convenience, avoidance, or approval from others, must be dismantled through these choices. Each disciplined act is a brick in the new foundation you are constructing alone. And the beauty of it is that once you internalize this approach, external chaos loses its power. The storms may rage, people may falter, but your center, your deliberate, disciplined, challenge-tested center, remains unshaken. So start today. Identify one discomfort you can embrace, one act of self-discipline you can commit to, and pursue it with intention. Repeat tomorrow and the next day. Build your resilience not by waiting for life to break you, but by choosing to test your limits, stretch your boundaries, and forge a version of yourself that no circumstance can shake. This is the essence of Stoic inner transformation, the destruction of the old self through deliberate challenge, and the construction of the new self through relentless, conscious effort. Number 5, focus on what is within your control and release what is. You have to understand something deeply. Most of the chaos, most of the anxiety, most of the restless nights are born from trying to control what is never yours to control. The truth is, life will throw storms your way. People will disappoint you. Circumstances will twist in directions you never imagined. And yet you hold an incredible power, a power that cannot be taken, your ability to focus only on what is within your control. Said it simply, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Let that sink in. Your mind, your choices, your actions, these are yours. Everything else is noise, distraction, and unnecessary weight. You must practice seeing clearly the line between what you can influence and what is beyond your reach. This is not passive acceptance. This is deliberate, strategic focus. Start small. Each morning, take a few moments to write down what you can control today. Maybe it's how you respond to a challenge. Maybe it's how disciplined you are with your habits. Maybe it's the effort you put into your work or your self-improvement. Write it down. Circle it. Hold it like a torch because that torch is your clarity. Then make a second list. What is outside your control? The people's opinions, the traffic that slows you down, the market's fluctuation, the weather. Once you've identified these, practice releasing them. Literally, take a deep breath and say, I will not waste energy on this. It is not mine to carry. Do it daily. Let it become a ritual. Each repetition trains your mind to discriminate between what deserves your focus and what is meaningless distraction. Here's the crucial part. Focusing on what you can control transforms the way you engage with the world. Instead of reacting with frustration, you act with intention. Instead of burning energy on resentment or regret, you channel it into your growth. Imagine every ounce of stress you've been carrying evaporating because you stopped trying to bend the unbendable. That is freedom. And freedom fuels reconstruction. You are not just surviving, you are rebuilding yourself stone by stone. You are aligning your energy with purpose, clarity, and resilience. Exercise your control like a muscle. Choose one habit today that is within your power. The way you speak, the way you plan, the way you hold yourself in silence. Observe it, refine it, commit to it fully. Then deliberately let go of one thing today that you cannot control. Maybe it's the outcome of a conversation, the judgment of someone else, the trajectory of an event. Observe the relief in your chest, the space it opens inside you. This is no small practice. This is mastery over your own experience. Over time, the cumulative effect will be profound. Remember, the old you was weighed down by illusions of control, by the futile desire to command the uncontrollable. The new you rises through acceptance, focus, and deliberate action. The Stoics teach that peace is not found in the world bending to your will, but in your mind bending to reality. Meditate on this daily. Reflect in the evening. Where did I focus wisely? Where did I waste energy on what was not mine? Gradually, you replace frustration with clarity, chaos with calm, and fear with resilience. You have this moment right now to choose differently. Choose to release the unnecessary weight. Choose to seize the power that is always yours. Focus on what you can change, your thoughts, your actions, your habits, and let everything else fall away. Build yourself on that foundation, strong, unshakable, free. This is not just a practice, it is a revolution of your inner world. And every day you do it, the old you crumbles further, making space for the you who is unbreakable, disciplined, and entirely in command of your own mind. Remember the words of, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Today, you've learned how to strip away the old version of yourself, detach from what no longer serves you and begin rebuilding, alone with clarity and purpose. Transformation isn't easy and it isn't quick, but every moment you choose self-mastery, every step you take in solitude to refine your mind, brings you closer to the strongest, most unshakable version of yourself. If you commit to these Stoic principles, You'll stop reacting to the chaos around you and start shaping the life you truly want. So take what you've learned, practice it daily, and embrace the quiet power of rebuilding yourself from the inside out. If this video resonated with you, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And remember, your journey of inner transformation is only as limited as the boundaries you set for yourself. Step into your solitude, take control, and rise stronger than ever.